with ISKCON of Phoenix.
Okay.
And I don't know about a group sharing. It's because my phone is dead.
Okay.
I cannot do it.
It's already connected. It is connected.
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा जय गोपी जन बाबा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन जय गोपी जन बाबा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरा यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णे सुधामपगते धर्मज्ञानदेवी स कलौ नष्टि सा मे स पुराणार्को धुनोदित. So today
You can finish up to 38 also.
38.
Up to 38 you can finish it.
Okay, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 6, text number 24 to 38. The title, The Demigods and the Demons Declare a Truce. Okay, text number 24. Yuyam tadanumodadvam yadicchanta suyasura na samramena siddhanti sarvartha sattvaya yatha. Yuyam tadanumodadvam yadicchanta surasura na samrabhena siddhanti sarvartha santoya yatha. Yuyam tadanumodadvam yadicchanta surasura na samrambena siddhanti sarvartha santoya yatha. Yuyam tadanumodadvam yadicchanta surasura na samrambena siddhanti samrabhya sadhada yatha. Yuyam tadanumodadvam yadicchanta surasura na samrambhena siddhanti sarvartha santoya yatha. Yuyam tadanumodadvam yadicchanta surasura na samrambhena siddhanti sarvartha santoya yatha. Word by word and translation by Divine Visage Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yuyam, all of you. Tat, that. Anumodadam, should accept. Yad, whatever. Ichanti, they desire. Asura, the demons. Sura, O demigods, no, not. Samrambhena, by being agitated in anger.
being agitated in anger.
Siddhyanti
They
are very successful.
are very successful.
Sarvartha, all desire ends.
All desire ends.
Santoya, by peaceful execution. Yatha, as. Translation. My dear demigods, with patience and peace, everything can be done. But if one is agitated by anger, the goal is not achieved. Therefore, whatever the demons ask, agree to their proposal. Text 25. न वेतव्यं कालकूटाद् विसञ्जलस्विधिसम्भवात् लोभकार्यो न वो जातु रोषकामस्तु वस्तुषु. A poison known as Kalakuta will be generated from the ocean of milk, but you should not fear it. And when various products are churned from the ocean, you should not be greedy for them or anxious to obtain them, nor should you be angry. Purport. It appears that by the churning process many things would be generated from the ocean of milk, including poison, valuable gems, nectar, and many beautiful women. The demigods were advised, however, not to be greedy for the gems or beautiful women, but to wait patiently for the nectar. The real purpose was to get the nectar. Text 26. Sri Shukovacha इति देवान् समादिश्य भगवान् पुरुषोत्तम तेषाम् अन्तर्दधे राजन् स्वच्छन्द गतिरीश्वर. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami continued, O King Parikshit, after advising the demigods in this way, the independent Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all living entities, disappeared from their vision, from their presence. Text 27. अथ तस्मै भगवते नमस्कृत्य पितामह भवश्च जग्मतु स्वं स्वं धामोपेयुर्बलिं सुरा. The Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, after offering their respectful obeisances to the Lord, returned to their abodes. All the demigods then approached Maharaj Bali. Dishtvarinapyasanyataan jatachobhan swanayakan Nisidad Daitarat Srokya Sandhi Vigraha Kalavit. Maharaj Bali, a most celebrated king of the demons, knew very well when to make peace and when to fight. Thus, although his commanders and captains were agitated and were about to kill the demigods, Maharaj Bali, seeing that the demigods were coming to him with a militant attitude, forbade his commanders to kill them. Purport. Vedic etiquette enjoins Grihe Satrun Api Praptam Vishwastam Vivastam Akuto Bhayam. When enemies come to their opponent's place, they should be received in such a way that they will forget that there is animosity between the two parties. Bali Maharaja was well conversant with the arts of peacemaking and fighting. Thus he received the demigods very well, although his commanders and captains were agitated. The kind of treatment was prevalent even during the fight between the Pandavas and the Kurus. During the day, the Pandavas and the Kurus would fight with the utmost strength, and when the day was over, they would go to each other's camp as a friend and be received as such. During such friendly meetings, one enemy would offer anything the other enemy wanted. That was the system. Text 29. Te bairocha nimasenam guptam chasura Sriya Paramaya Justam Jita Sesamupagaman. The demigods approached Bali Maharaja, the son of Virochana, and sat down near him. Bali Maharaja was protected by the commanders of the demons and was most opulent, having conquered all the universes. Mahendra, text 30. Mahendra slachnaya vacha santoyitva mihamati abhyavasat tat sarvam sisitam purushottamat. After pleasing Bali Maharaja with mild words, Lord Indra, the king of the demigods, who was most intelligent, very politely submitted all the proposals he had learned from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Text 31. Tatto rochata daityasya tatranye yeshuradhipa sammarorishta nemischa yecha putri puravasina. The proposals submitted by the king Indra were immediately accepted by Bali Maharaja and his assistants, headed by Sambara and Arishtanemi, and by all the other residents of Tripura. Purport. It appears from this verse that politics, diplomacy, the propensity to cheat and everything that was we find in the soul in individual and social negotiations between two parties are also present in the upper planetary system. The demigods went to Bali Maharaja with the proposal to manufacture nectar, and the daityas, the demons, immediately accepted it, thinking that since the demigods were already weak, when the nectar was produced, the demons would take it from them and use it for their own purpose. The demigods, of course, had similar intentions. The only difference is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, was on the side of the demigods, and because the demigods were all devotees, were his devotees, whereas the demons did not care about Lord Vishnu. All over the universe there are two parties, the Vishnu party or the God-conscious party and the godless party. The godless party is never happy or victorious, but the God-conscious party is always happy and victorious. Text 32. Tato devasura kritva samvidam krita sauhrida uddhamam paramam chakrur smritarthe parantapa. O Maharaj Parikshit, chastiser of the enemies, the demigods and the demons thereafter made an armistice between them. Then with great enterprise they arranged to produce nectar as proposed by Lord Indra. The word Sambidam is significant in this verse. The demigods and demons both agreed to stop fighting, at least for the time being, and endeavor to produce nectar. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur notes in this connection, Samvidyude pratignyayam acare namni tosane sambhasane kriyakare sanketa jnanayorapi. The word sambit is variously used to mean in fighting, in promising, for satisfying, in addressing, by practical action, indication and knowledge. Text 33. Tataste mandara giri mojasotpatya durmada nadanda udadim ninyu sakta parigabhava. Thereafter, with great strength, the demons and demigods, who were all very powerful and who had long stout arms, uprooted Mandara mountain. Crying very loudly, they brought it toward the ocean of milk. Text 34. Durabharo dahant santa sakra bhairochana daya aparayantastambodum vivasa bijuhu pathi. Because of conveying the great mountain for a long distance, King Indra, Maharaj Bali and the other demigods and demons became fatigued. Being unable to carry the mountain, they left it on the way. Text 35. Nipatan sagiristatra bahuna maradanavan churnayamasa mahata bharena kanakachala. The mountain known as Mandara, which was extremely heavy, being made of gold, fell and smashed many other demigods and demons. Report. By constitution, gold is heavier than stone. Since Mandara mountain was made of gold and was therefore heavier than stone, the demigods and demons could not properly carry it to the ocean of milk. Tam tatha bhagna manaso bhagrabahur kandaran vigyaya bhagavan tatra babhuva garuda dhwaja. The demigods and demons were frustrated and disheartened, and their arms, thighs and shoulders were broken. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who knows everything, appeared there on the back of his carrier Garuda. Text 37. Giripata binispistan bilokya maradanavan ichaya jivaya masa nijaran nirvananyatha. Observing that most of the demons and the demigods had been crushed by the falling of the mountain, the Lord glanced over them and brought them back to life. Thus they became free from grief, and they even had no bruises on their bodies. Text 38. Girim charupya garude haste naikena leelaya aruya praya babdhim sura suraganai brita. The Lord very easily lifted the mountain with one hand and placed it on the back of the Garuda. Then he too got onto the back of Garuda and went to the ocean of milk, surrounded by the demigods and demons. Purport. Here is proof of the omnipotence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is above everyone. There are two classes of living entities, the demons and the demigods, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is above them both. The demons believe in the chance, therefore, theory of creation, whereas the demigods believe in creation by the hand of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The omnipotence of the Supreme Lord is proved here. For simply with one hand he lifted the mountain. The demigods and the demons placed them on the back of the Garuda and brought them to the ocean of milk. Now the demigods, the devotees, would immediately accept this incident, knowing that the Lord can lift anything, however heavy it may be. But although demons were also carried along with the demigods, demons upon hearing of this incident would say that it is mythological. But if God is all powerful, why would it be difficult for him to lift a mountain? Since he is floating innumerable planets with many hundreds and thousands of Mandara mountains, why can't he lift one of them with his hand? This is not mythology, but the difference between the believers and the faithless in that the devotees accept the incidents mentioned in the Vedic literature to be true, whereas the demons simply agree and level all these historical incidents mythology. Demons would prefer to explain that everything happening in the cosmic manifestation takes place by chance. But demons or devotees never consider anything to be chance. Rather, they know that everything is an arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the difference between the demigods and the demons. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Shri Radhamadhav Hari Ki Jai. Swayam Rupakara Mahyam Dadati Swaparantikam. Hare Krishna Karna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, because of the power of the demons, demigods were out of their residence. But the Supreme Lord advised that they should make truce with the demons, advised demigods to make a truce between demigods and demons and churn the milk ocean. And he also advised not to be attached to the result of the churning, because every time you churn there is something good produced. Except the poison that was also created by churning. So here it shows that it appears like a lot of work to churn the milk ocean, but with patience they are able to do it. But if one is in anger, then such a goal is not possible. This is how the Lord explained it. So if we want to become successful in any endeavor, we should not be attached to the fruit. Fruit is given by the Supreme Lord. So we should perform our duty. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala hetubu mati sangosta karmani. So you have a right to perform your duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. This is how Gita tells. So that's what he is advising here to the demigods, that they should not be agitated by anger. If you agitated by anger, the goal is ruined. So the Lord advised them that whatever demons ask in making a friend, then you should give them. That's how he advised.
He's speaking to the mic.
So here the Lord explains that Kalakuta poison will be produced from the churning. He explains that there should not be fear about it. And whatever other products are produced from churning, you should not be greedy for them or anxious to obtain them, or nor should you be angry. So this is how he advises the demigods that such a poison will be produced and many other nice things would be produced, but you should not be attached to anything. And the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita tells like this, that one should not be tasmat tasakta satam karyam karma samachare asakto hacharan karma paramapnoti purusha. One should perform his duty without attachment. And one who works like this, he becomes dear to God. If one is acting with immediate result, such a person is not appreciated by God. But those who work enthusiastically but then without attachment to the fruit, they are dear to Supreme Lord. So that's what he is telling them there, that you should not be attached to or greedy for anything or anxious to obtain anything, or nor you should be angry. Sometimes when we don't get the thing we want, then we become angry. But the Lord advises that we should not be angry. So this is a great lesson for us, that how we should not be angry about anything. We should have a lot of patience, and we should not work for the immediate result. So what will be produced from the churning? From the churning, valuable gems, nectar, and many beautiful women. So demigods were advised not to become attached to any gem or beautiful woman, but to wait peacefully for the nectar. The purpose was to get the nectar, because they are churning this great ocean of milk, and the result they want is the nectar, not other things. So if you go for other things, you may not get the nectar. That's why Lord advised them not to become greedy for the all other valuable things. So this way the Lord advised them, and then he disappeared from their presence. So Lord is very difficult to obtain. They obtain the Lord, but after advising them, the Lord disappeared. So this is how everywhere in Bhagavatam that God appears, but he doesn't stay there forever. He disappears. And along with the Lord disappearing, the Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva also departed for their abodes. So after this, they all went to Bali Maharaja, the chief of the demons. So it shows that demons are always inimical toward Lord Vishnu. They don't consider Lord Vishnu their own Lord. They consider him as their enemy. So there are many leaders of demons. They were not favorable to what demigods were telling, making a truce and churning the milk ocean. But Bali Maharaj was a very intelligent person. So Bali Maharaja did not become upset with the demigods, because he knew when to make a truce and when to fight. Sometimes you need to fight, but other time you need to keep a peace. So here Bali Maharaja, the many commanders of the demons and captains were agitated and about to kill the demigods. They want to fight with demigods. Bali Maharaja did not approve it. So he forbade them to attack the demigods. So because the churning was settled and they all want to churn, but then demons and demigods are always fighting. They consider them like enemies. But Bali Maharaja forbade them to fight. So here Prabhupada explains that even if the enemy comes in the house, you should not receive him with anger. You should accept them as a welcome guest. So during the Mahabharata war, they were brothers. The Pandavas and Kauravas were brothers, but they were fighting to kill each other. So they made a proposal that during the fight time they will fight to kill each other, but when the fight is over, when the sun sets, they would be like a brothers and sisters. They would go to any other people's camp and they would discuss and they were received good hospitality. That's how they were treated. So sometimes you have to act like this because there is some rules on the war that after the fight is over, then they should live as a friend to each other. So between the Pandavas and Kauravas, they fight, and at the end of the fight they would go to each other's camps as a friend and receive as such. So in that friendly meeting they would offer anything the other party wanted. So such was a nice arrangement at the fight. Nowadays such a practice is very rare. If two countries fight, they always kill each other and then they are fighting even at night. So there is no rules properly kept like that. So because of that, because they are unaware of the scriptural injunctions, so just like there is a fight going on in Middle East right now, and there is no such friendly thing after the fight. They are constantly fighting and killing people. But in previous ages, when fighting occurred, they would fight with the rules that only the time when the sun is present they should fight, and other time they should live as a friend. So here, because Bali Maharaja conquered all the universe including demigods, so they all went to take shelter of Bali Maharaja. At this particular time, Bali Maharaj was the king of the entire world because he conquered them all with the help of the Brahmanas. So they all approached Bali Maharaja because he was very opulent. He conquered all the three worlds. So after they went and lived with, pleased the Bali Maharaja with nice words, King Indra politely submitted all the proposal he had learned from the personality of Godhead Lord Vishnu. Because Lord explained everything to Indra and the demigods, there were no demons when Lord appeared. So because of that, King Indra explained everything to Bali Maharaja, what he has received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And his proposal, King Indra's proposal, was accepted by Bali Maharaja. And the demons named Sambara and Arishtanemi, and by all other residents of Tripura, they all accepted the proposal. So from here we can understand that even in war, diplomacy, politics, propensity to cheat and everything that we find in this world, they were present even when even in the higher planetary system, such a thing exists, diplomacy and politics. So because demigods live in the heavenly planet, so even there such a thing as politics and diplomacy exist. Because the demigods thought that demons thought that the demigods are very weak, they cannot do anything. Because of that, thinking like that, the demons accepted the proposal. They think we are very powerful. When the nectar is produced, we will take it away. So this is how they thought. But then there is Supreme Lord's will come there and he will take away the nectar from demons and distribute it to demigods. They did not knew that. So they thought they would take the nectar because demigods were defeated by demons and they are very weak. And then the Lord was on the side of demigods. We find in Bhagavatam everywhere that the Lord is always on the side of demigods because they believe in God, whereas demons, they are always enemy toward the Supreme Lord. Because demon did not care about Lord Vishnu. So all over the universe there are two parties, God conscious party and the godless party. There are people in this world also, some don't believe in God. Even most people don't believe in God, only some people believe in God. So this thing exists in the world. The godless party is never happy or victorious, but the God conscious party is always happy and victorious. There was people, when they study the believing people and non-believing people, they find that those who believe in God are more healthy than those who don't believe in God. Because this world is created by God, but then some think that this is not created by God, it has appeared automatically. So such people are there in the world, but those who believe in God are always victorious. So eventually they went and started to make the nectar, produce nectar as proposed by Lord Indra. So in this nectar producing situation, they are not agree to fight each other, but they make a truce between two parties. So they all went and uprooted the mountain. Mandara mountain is very big mountain made of gold. So they uprooted the mountain and with a great voice and loudly crying they brought it toward the ocean of milk. So this Mandara mountain is in the heavenly region. So they uprooted this to make a churning rod. But although they were carrying it, because of the heavy weight of the mountain and carrying it for a long distance, the demigods and demons become very tired and fatigued. And then as they were carrying, they left the mountain on the way. They cannot carry it any longer because they were very tired. The mountain is very heavy. And when they left the mountain is smashed many demigods and demons on the way. So this is made of gold. Gold is heavier than the stone. So that's why the mountain was very heavier. So they could not carry it up to the ocean milk because they have to carry a long way. So they cannot carry it to the shore of the ocean. What happened then? They the demigods and these demons were very frustrated and disheartened, and their arms, thighs, shoulders were broken. Because of that, they could not, but then the personality of Godhead appeared there. This whole situation is going on because of the advice of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So because they could not carry it, the Lord Himself appeared there, because the Lord knows everything. And then the Lord pick up the mountain and put it on the back of the Garuda. And there is one important thing here. Because of the falling of the mountain, many demons and demigods were crushed to death. But by His merciful glance, He brought them back to life. And because of His glancing, in their bodies they didn't have the bruises. The Lord healed them. So this is the power of God, that how He can give life to anybody He wants. So both the demons and demigods got a new life by the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then all their wounds were all healed. And the Lord very easily lifted the mountain with one hand. So how much powerful the Lord is, because He is full of power, the most powerful. God's energy has no limit. So He lifted the mountain with one hand, where all the demigods and demons lifted them and they could not carry it to the ocean of milk. Such a heavy mountain the Lord lifted with one hand, very easily, and placed it on the back of the Garuda. Another important thing is Garuda is very powerful. So the Lord did not carry it Himself, but He put it on the back of the Garuda. And then He Himself is there, and the demigods and demons all were lifted on the back of the Garuda, and Garuda carried all of them to the shore of the ocean, milk ocean. So we can see that Garuda is very powerful bird. He can carry such a mountain along with demigods and demons and the Supreme Lord. So this way we see how things related to the Lord are always powerful. So here Prabhupada shows us that demons believe in chance, whereas demigods believe in the personality of Godhead. So by chance a great explosion happened and this way the whole world is created. This is the story of the demons, whereas demigods believe in the creation by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, here the Lord lifted with one hand the Mandara mountain, and the demigods and demons were placed on the back of the Garuda and brought them on the back of ocean of milk. The heavy weight lifter. Nobody can be just like Lord Krishna. He lifted Govardhana hill. It's a very long mountain. It takes 6-7 hours to go around it. But the Lord lifted it and placed it on his little finger for 7 days and 7 nights. So there is no limit how much power the Supreme Lord possesses. Unlimited power. Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Yasasya, Vidyasya. So he is ocean of power. Same way, ocean of beauty, ocean of wisdom. So he has unlimited opulences. So for the Lord to uproot and put a mountain on one hand was possible. However heavy it might be, it will be possible for the Lord to lift. So if God is all powerful, then it is not impossible for him to lift a mountain, because he has unlimited power. Just like so many innumerable universes are floating in the sky. Who is floating them? The Lord is Gama Vishyata Bhutani Dharayama Hamojasa Pushnami Chausadi Sarva Samavitva Rasatmaka. I enter into his planet and thereby by my energy they stay in orbit. This is how he explains. So this whole universe is floating in the air because of the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He enters into his planet and by his energy all planets are floating. So we can see that he has unlimited power and energy. But this fact is very unknown to most people, that how these planets, stars and many other planetary systems are floating in the air. This is the power of Supreme Lord. Because every universe has many Mandara mountains, many other great mountains. Every universe has that system. So many universes are created by Mahavishnu, by his breathing, and many other demigods and demons are created in many universes. So this is the unlimited power of Lord Vishnu. We cannot imagine how much. That's why he explained that I know all living entities, but no one knows me. How much power and energy the Lord possesses, nobody can estimate. So this is not mythology, but it is based on the actual truth. But believers and faithless people will not believe on this. They think that Srimad Bhagavatam is a mythological book. It is not based on truth. This is how they think, but this is not myth, because the Lord possesses unlimited power. The demoniac people think that everything is taking place because of the chance, but it is not chance. We can see here that Lord himself came and he carried everybody in the back of the Garuda. Everything is arranged by the personality of Godhead. So that's why there are demons and demigods everywhere. Even in the human society there are demons and demigods. Okay. Any questions? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। श्लोका श्लोक 38 तक बा 38
पीछे करो वो समय
Krishna